Hey everybody, SolarWarlock coming to you guys with part 1 of Spyro 3, Year of the Dragon, part of the Reignited trilogy. The only game where Spyro actually gets to partner up with other playable characters. So, if you guys remember, we did complete Dragon Shores and we completed Spyro 2 by completing Dragon Shores. Though, it didn't save after we beat it. So it says 100 instead of 110 or 20. But anyways, today we'll be starting Spyro 3, which is my personal favorite of the 3 games, just because the homeworlds in this are just so good. Anyways, an evil plot unfolds. You know, this is less menacing when the loading time is forever. You can play the cutscene anytime now, game. Please. I'm sure my viewers want to watch it. There we go. See you guys in a second. Well, that went well. Also, those big dragons couldn't stop her. Also, why are there eggs with all male dragons?
We managed to capture the eggs, Your Highness. Every last one.
Excellent. Maybe you'll amount to something after all. Now go guard the tunnels. Stop anyone from coming through.
The Sorceress is actually probably the worst villain in the entire series. Not worst as in, like, terrible, but most evil.
Where are the eggs?
The holes came out on the other side of the dragon world. We found some of the eggs, but they were too heavy to carry back.
The other side of the world? The Forgotten Realms. Spyro, you'll have to go. Nobody else can fit down the holes. Yeah, come on, let's go! Find the eggs and bring them back, Spyro. You're our only chance. You got it. Good.
And so that's how the story starts. Also, funny thing, when did Hunter come back with us to hi Sparks? When did he come back with us to the Dragon Realms? Also, where's this so-called hole we came out of? So anyways, this is Sunrise Spring. So now we have to collect eggs and gems. Now this game is kind of like the first game in regards of how things work, because gems actually increase based on the world you're in. So this world, every level will have 400. Second world, every level will have 500, then 600, then 700. There's 4 homeworlds in this, so kind of in between Spyro 1 and Spyro 2. Also, Spyro has all his power-ups, so, you know, he can climb, he can head bash, and he can swim. So you don't have to worry about paying money bags for any of that. Though, I'm not going to spoil it. I am definitely not going to spoil it for you guys. I kind of always jump the gun and talk about stuff in this game well before it actually happens. And yeah. Anyways, there are skill points here. Sunny Villa, Flame All Tree, Skateboard Course Record 1, Assemble Tiki Head, Supercharge the Wall, Catch the Funky Chicken, Glide to Pedestal, Skateboard Course 2, Destroy all Piranha Signs, Bomb the Gophers, Beat Yeti in 2 rounds, Skateboard Record, Agent 9's Power Up, The Impossible Tower, Shoot the Temple Windows, Push Box off the Cliff, Destroy all Seaweed, Swim into the Dark Hole, hit all seahorses, die, or hit the secret dino, and blow up all palm trees. This game actually has the most... Yeah, see, it's only Art Gallery Part 1 and Part 2. There is no epilogue, which is what the skill points, I believe, were used for, or if you got 100% and did everything. Also, when did Zoe follow us, too? Like, Alora didn't, the Professor didn't, Ripto, Gulp, and Crush are gone. But, like, why did those two characters specifically follow us? Anyways, we have Isabelle. So yeah, these dragons used to be way more unique in the original game. Like, yeah, they had a lot of the same colors and stuff like that, and they weren't really that special. But there's one in particular when we get to them I'm going to mention and kind of compare. Anyways, that's just how to use the camera. All the stuff they tell us is the exact same that we learned in the other games, though you'll get a lot less reminders and advice and new tips because we won't really have to do anything. This is also Bianca the rabbit. She works for the bad guy of the game, though she isn't an actual boss in this. So this is the first level of the world, Sunnyville, but surprisingly enough, you can't get 100% there yet. Like, if we were to go in right now, we could get about, I think it's like 75, maybe a little less than that. Yeah, and this game is just, I don't know, the coloring on the original version of this made the other games just seem so dull. Like, the first game was really bright and colorful, and then the second one, they dimmed a lot of the colors. Like, purple gems were no longer bright, they were dark purple and stuff like that. But then they really changed it again with Spyro 3, and I really do like that. But Sunrise Spring here is just beautiful. And I do like how in this version of the game they made the mountains snowy so it looks like spring and not just straight up summer. Because... Oh wait, okay, yeah, it is Sunrise Spring. But I guess technically it's not based on seasons like Spyro 2. Though you think Spyro 2 would have had a second or like another world simply because of the fact that there was summer forest, autumn plains, and winter tundra. But what about like spring lagoon or spring something, you know? They could have added another one, but I don't know why. This one does go by different times. So there's spring, then there is, well, we have Liam Neeson, I guess. He's a fat baby. Like, okay, what are they? The first world, spring, then, or spring, sunrise, and then we have midday, evening, and midnight. Those, I'm not going to spoil what worlds they are, because then you guys will probably either Google it and completely ignore the Let's Play, or, you know, something. Anyway, so there are portals that you can't actually open yet, and you need a certain amount of eggs. This one is for Molten Crater, and requires you to get 10 eggs. And there's an egg at the bottom of the lake. Now, in this game, there's actually a lot more to do. This game might actually take longer to LP than the other two, simply because there's more to do. These spark signs, you can only go to these after you beat the boss of every area, which means there are 2 levels that you have to do after you beat the final boss, including a sparks level. And instead of, you know, collecting the talisman or doing a certain amount of objectives like you had to in the first game, you have to get the main character from each realm that you go to, and they'll help you power up a machine or device to get to the next world. In this case, it's a balloon. And we need all of these guys. So see, like the guys standing outside the portals, those guys are important. So this one is Seashell Shore, I hate that name, which requires 14 eggs. So that's going to be a little while before we can go in there. Though, if you do 100% the levels in the order I'm going to do them in, you can get the most bang for your buck. This is Mushroom Speedway. It requires 20. Yes, there is a speedway in every world. Though, unlike Spyro 2, speedways are only 1 per world. So it's more resemblant to the first game. Anyways, we have Bruce Wayne, Bruce Willis, Bruce Springsteen, Bruce everything. Also, one thing I did notice about this game is they did put the gems, I don't know, better underwater. Like, look at them. They actually look like they're not hovering as much. And not as, like, awkward or clunky. Which I do appreciate that they kind of touched up on it. Also, I feel like the water graphics in this third game here are better. Like, it looks more clear and vibrant than, I don't know if it's just the level. but it just looks better. Anyways, you do, I believe, have your gem tracking ability. Also, we missed a gem down there. I didn't actually mean to, miss something down here to show it off. It just, yeah. So if you want to know, I'm playing on PlayStation 4, so if you want to use this, you just push the L3 button. R3 is essentially triangle for some reason. I don't know why the game does that. So anyways, yeah, Moneybags also came with us. I guess because he was ashamed, or... Actually, I think he was hired by the villain. And this is just a gliding touch-up. We all know how to glide. That's technically the second level, but the first level you can get 100% in is Cloud Spires. Now, weird thing. The achievement/trophy for here is actually gliding for a certain amount of time before touching the ground, which is actually easier said than done. And we have Coltrane. I don't know anyone named Coltrane, so good for you. But yeah, it's the hardest trophy/achievement to get in the entire game. Yeah, Superfly power-up. Also, you don't have to worry about killing a certain amount of enemies for power-ups. Generally, power-ups are in their own little room where you can't use them outside that, and if you do leave, if you try using this flying power-up to go back up, you'll automatically lose it. Once you're up there or reach a certain point, you automatically lose the power-up. So they kind of did that so you can't just go around the entire level. And we have all 400 gems. Nice. Now we do need to go and get the Superfly power-up for one specific reason. So we just go over this way. There are some lives you can get here, but we're not going to do that right now. What we're going to do is we're just going to get this. In the original game, it actually automatically stopped doing. We have Amy. I don't know an Amy like that, but you're Amy Schumer. That nobody likes, by the way. So what is my computer saying? Oh, it has an update. I'm confused. Anyways, we need 500 gems to open up Moneybags' prisoner cage, so we're gonna go to Cloud Spires. Also, another thing about this game, there are no cutscenes anymore. It's like the first game, they got rid of that. Though there are more in-game cutscenes in this than the other, because, when you went to a boss there was a cutscene, when you beat a boss there was a cutscene, and then that was it. This one actually has cutscenes in between. Also, the load time was faster. Anyways, this is Cloud Spires. A very trippy looking, scary world in the clouds. What the frick is that thing? That just looks ridiculous. I never realized the structures here were weird. Now, another thing, on top of having a set amount of gems, like I said, World 1 will always have 400 gems every level. Each normal level has 6 eggs, each home world has 5 eggs, each speedway has 3, and each Sparks has 1, and each boss has 1. So, yeah. Also, I don't believe there's a skill point in Cloud Spires. No, there's 2 in Sunny Villa and 2 in Molten Crater. So that's kind of crazy. Also, these guys don't hurt you, they just blow you around. Also, enemies drop gems again. That's something, kind of cool. So, remember to pick up any gems that enemies drop. Now, this level does have a gimmick. And you're going to have to activate all the bellows. And that's how you're going to beat the level. We're not going to have to talk to her. Because him. Some of them are hims now. They all used to be female. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure we have to talk to her. That one I can't tell if it's a boy or a girl. But yeah, that one's talking about gliding. Also, if you guys live in a world where you need to, glide to get around, how do you get around? If you can't glide, how do you get around? Because clearly this place wasn't meant for your little stubby legs and your slight hovering. Yeah, and the bellows will activate power-ups. And no, I'm not saying billows. I'm literally saying bellows. And no, I'm not talking about yelling either. I believe she talks to us about armor. I can't remember. Did we fight one of these guys yet? Because this might actually be the only time in a Spyro game where they actually tell you about metal armor before you get there. Yeah, just remember to charge them. Don't flame them. Kind of obvious. Though you think... I guess when you have the Super Fire power-up, or Super Breath... Is it Super Fire Breath or Super Breath? Or Super Fire? Regardless, that power-up, it will go through armor. It will kill any enemy. Considering it damages bosses when your normal Flame Breath doesn't, should indicate something, There is something sad about this level, though, and we're almost at that point, and I'm going to have to show you, and you guys are going to be like, oh my god, this is going to get annoying. Yeah, it will get annoying. Also, I believe our first egg is over yonder. We just got to get rid of these Valkyrie style Rhinox. All the enemies in this game are Rhinox now. Kind of like the Norks in the first game. Anyways, we have Stephanie. I know too many Stephanies. Main one being a nurse, but yeah. Anyways, we'll hit this switch. I do like the switches in this game. They actually do look nice. And ta-da! It is him, the fat bear. Luckily, we only have to pay 200, which means that we'll have an extra 100 to get into what Moneybags is guarding. So, yay! But we'll pretty much be broke. And, let me guess, remember... Oh, she actually didn't say remember Hunter's advice this time. Like the first game, even though you only get his advice if you... Well, no, I guess if you do that challenge. But if you go to level first, it's like, what Hunter's advice, man? Because as a kid, when I first played this game, I didn't collect everything 100% in the world right away. I'd come back to it and complete it. I just like to see all the new areas. I'm like, ooh, this is a new level. I want to see what it looks like. Because back then I was really big on like what things look like. You know, how flashy it was, how colorful it was, what the cool bad guys were, stuff like that. Anyways, yeah, this is the end of the level. So all we have to do is talk to Fluffy here, and we activated all the bellows. Oh, we're creating rain. And now we got Henry. Poor little Henry. Oh, he's kind of cute. Yeah, now the level rains. So, remember when I said that this game was a lot different and had kind of like challenge portals? Yeah. So you'll see these black doors that are literally just black with a purple swirly. You go in here and you have some form of challenge. Pretty cool. Though, when you're tracking gems, it won't point towards the portals if you missed anything. You'll have to go into each room and make sure you didn't miss anything. So just take your time when looking for stuff. A lot of these parts of the level are actually longer than the level. Especially when we get to a cool gimmick that we actually get to go to in Sunny Villa, but we're not going to do that this episode. I might do the Moneybags thing in this episode, and then that's it. But, yeah. Don't expect as many levels per episode in this one as like Spyro 1 again, because the game made the levels longer. There's less levels altogether, not by very much. This game actually might have around the same. But, okay, we're missing a gem over here. I don't know where over here. Did I forget to go... Wait, what is he pointing at? Oh, never mind. He does actually point to the portal door. So never mind. I was wrong about that. He didn't do that in the original. But in this game, to actually have that power-up, you actually had to beat Sparks levels. In this game, Sparks only has 2 power-ups instead of 4. In the original, he had the ability to track gems, which I believe was one of the final ones, or like the third one. He had the ability to break barrels and vases. He had the ability to take an extra hit. And he had the ability to, gather gems from far, break, extra hit, track. Okay, no, I think I just missed the, longer, range. Though, in this game, they kept the range and they kept the, I believe, basket breaking. Except they made the basket breaking one like after you essentially beat the game, so it's really kind of whatever. Anyways, that is this egg, and we create what seems to be a sun. Holy cow. Wow.
Now that's what I call a sun.
Yeah, see, that's the one that got turned into a guy in Lulu. Also, I accidentally clicked X and it opened it really fast. I didn't know if you click X, it'll open the egg fast, but then still go through the animation of it hatching. Normally, when you went through it, it would just cancel it altogether, and that's with triangle. Anyways, there is another challenge portal up here. Also, thieves are back. But if you remember them saying, we're in the Dragon Realms, we're just in the Lost Realms, which are on the other side of the world. Also, he doesn't normally take that path, man. And we've got Bryan Adams, a great Canadian singer. Yeah, okay. Anyways. But yeah, so the thieves are back. This is the Dragon World. And so I assume the Rhinox... Well, we'll figure out her reasoning behind why she wants the dragon eggs. But it kind of makes you question, where did these creatures come from? Like, what part of this universe are they in? I'd like a game that took place in the Rhinoc world. Or Rhinoc world. Yeah, Rhinoc. Yeah, because for some reason in later games they created like the Game Boy games and then other games like that. Enter the Dragonfly, I believe, was another one. They had creatures called Riptocs, which were essentially... Really? Are you kidding me? Which were essentially Ripto's minions instead of the Sorceress's minions. See, the Sorceress is a type of lizard creature called a Rhinoc, and then Ripto apparently is a Riptoc, which makes no sense because he's a dinosaur from Skilo's Badlands. But yeah. Actually, I don't think we're going to have time to do Sheila's level. Oh, I spoiled it. We're not going to have time to do the Moneybags level in this. I do, Dad. It's clearly Jake Park from, Dead by Daylight. But thank you for not knowing what an egg is. And you guys have sun seeds, but you don't know what an egg is. Congratulations. I love doing that. Wow, that transition was fast. I didn't realize this game itself, number 3, has a lot of really fast transitions compared to the other two. Now, if you remember, there was like a weird platform over this way that now has a whirlwind because we activated all the bellows. And thank you for the free 1-up chilling here. Now we're going to get into something that we'll see a lot of with other characters. And it's... Well, actually, no, I guess it's like just with every character, but we're going to actually see a lot of it. It's those little sun flamethrowers. There's a lot of these in this game for some reason, and they are annoying sometimes. Especially once we get further in the game and have to deal with a certain character. And this should be all the gems here. Boom! All the gems. And we have Claire, which doesn't look like a girl. That's another thing. A lot of the dragons don't look male or female. They just look generic. Anyways, we beat the level. So let's return home. I love the portal look. Actually, kind of reminds me of the loading screen, or like the menu screen for Spyro. The title screen, that's the word. The title screen for Spyro the Dragon. But anyways, that pretty much sums up this episode. So if you guys are excited to join us on the journey for more Spyro, then remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys all next time as we go and talk to this big fat bear over here, Moneybags, and see what this tub of lard has planned. We're coming for you next episode.